He's a solid fighter. It's gonna be great come March the first. All that. And I seen what you said. I'm talking about if you knock me out, you gonna do this. All right now. I seen it.
Just days after the rematch was announced, Gervonta Davis didn't take a break. He wasn't on vacation or doing media interviews. He was already back in the gym, working hard. New footage from Prime TV showed a different side of him, one filled with urgency. Instead of slowly getting back into training, he was going all out, throwing powerful punches, running early in the morning, and lifting weights he used to skip.
8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good.
For a fighter who once laughed at strength training, saying it was too slow for real fighters, this was a big change. It showed he's no longer playing it safe. Then came the biggest surprise. Calvin Ford, the legendary trainer who's been with Tank since the beginning, is back. He wasn't there for the first fight with Roach, but now his return changes everything. The connection between them is more than just trainer and fighter, it's like something deeper. Calvin doesn't just coach Tank, he keeps him focused, disciplined, and brings out the fighter that made fans believe he could be great. With Calvin Ford back in charge, everything feels different. This isn't just a rematch, it's a fresh start. But what really has fans talking is the way Tank is training. It's not just harder, it's more intense, almost desperate, like he knows this might be his last shot to prove he's still one of the best. If he loses again, the backlash could be huge. In their first fight, fans noticed something was off. Tank didn't look like himself, he was slow, his punches lacked power, and he seemed unsure in the ring. A big reason for that might have been the absence of his longtime coach, Calvin Ford. Instead, another experienced trainer took over, but the difference was clear. Without Ford, Tank's rhythm was off, and the sharpness he's known for just wasn't there. What once felt like an easy win suddenly looked like a major struggle.
That's here for Roach in round 7. And yet only landing him by 3 thus far. Davis ripping that right hand, and then Roach rips a left hook to the body. Good stuff here.
The first fight turned into a grueling 12-round battle that ended in a result no one expected. Many believe Calvin Ford's absence wasn't just noticeable, it was a major factor in the outcome. But with the rematch coming up, that mistake won't happen again. Calvin is back, not just as a trainer, but as a steady presence, someone who's known Tank since he was a teenager and knows exactly how to guide him, when to push him, and when to protect him from himself. This rematch isn't just about beating Roach, it's about correcting a night that never should have gone wrong. For the first time in his career, Gervonta Davis admitted something few fighters ever say: he's afraid of being embarrassed. And on March 1st, that fear came true. In the 9th round, Lomant Roach landed a clean jab that made Tank stumble, freeze, and then unexpectedly drop to one knee. What followed was pure chaos.
Davis!
Boom. He counterpunched Tank.
Took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with it.
He took a knee.
Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have landed.
The decision is a majority draw.
There was no official knockdown call during that shocking moment. Instead, Tank claimed that a chemical from his hair dripped into his eyes, temporarily blinding him. Referee Steve Willis allowed him a break, but not everyone bought the explanation. The footage looked bad, and for many fans, that moment became the symbol of Tank's collapse. The controversy didn't stop there. Roach's team filed an official protest, arguing that the missed knockdown and the break Tank took should have shifted the momentum of the fight. While the commission stuck with the draw, the damage to Tank's reputation was already done. Now, Tank isn't just training to win, he's trying to erase that moment. He wants to replace the viral image of him on one knee with a performance so dominant that no one questions his greatness again. Because in boxing, legends aren't remembered just for the belts they win, but for how they bounce back when the world doubts them. And here's the big question: what if Lomant Roach already knows exactly how to beat him? In the days after their controversial draw, rumors began to swirl. Roach might be holding on to a game plan that could finish what he started.
Felt my power too. I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll.
In a casual conversation, Lomant Roach dropped a serious hint. He claims to have sparring footage that doesn't just show Tank's flaws, but exposes them completely. According to Roach, the footage reveals the blueprint to take apart one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing. Calvin Ford, Tank's longtime coach, quickly brushed off the rumors, calling it just talk, but importantly, he didn't deny it. And in the boxing world, when a fighter like Roach makes a claim like that, it usually means something. Roach isn't known for bluffing. When he says he's figured something out, it's probably true, and it's definitely a warning. Tank has always relied on his raw power and sharp reflexes to overwhelm opponents. But if Roach really has footage that shows his timing, habits, or defensive mistakes, then this rematch could be far more dangerous than expected. Because in boxing, strategy beats power, and Roach isn't coming for the spotlight this time. He's coming for blood. This isn't just another fight, it's personal. It's unfinished business. This fight has been years in the making, long before the fame, the private jets, and the championship belts. Back then, Gervonta Davis and Lomant Roach were just two hungry kids grinding it out in amateur gyms, chasing respect. They faced off in Silver Gloves tournaments, sparred countless times as teenagers, and learned the sport together in cold, tough training rooms. They weren't just rivals, they were reflections of each other. Both were scrappy, overlooked, and determined to be great. Tank may have risen faster, grabbing headlines with knockouts and pay-per-view main events, while Roach quietly built his career in the background. But Roach never forgot those early sessions. Whether he got the better of Tank or not, they stuck with him. And now, all that history is coming to a head. This fight isn't about belts anymore. It's about pride. It's about finally proving who's been the better fighter all along, not under the bright lights, but when it truly matters. Roach isn't just stepping into the ring to win, he's stepping in to settle a score that started long before the cameras were rolling. And behind it all, there's another twist, rumors of a Jake Paul megafight in the works for Tank, a career-changing payday that suddenly slipped away after his draw with Roach. At first, it sounded crazy. Then it didn't.
We've always tried to make it happen. I agreed to go down to 192.5, which is lower than the weight we have agreed for Gervonta.
He gonna pay for it.
That sound good. That sound real good, but she's too little. Hopefully the rematch get announced soon.
I don't know if he'll still fight Lomant Roach. I know he's fighting Jake Paul in November.
It's gonna be a rematch. Tell you right now, I'm tired.
According to multiple sources, including boxing insider Dan Rafael, talks were already in motion for a high-profile exhibition fight between Gervonta, Tank Davis and none other than Jake Paul, YouTube's most infamous personality turned pro boxer. It was set to be massive. For some, it would have been a circus, for others, a goldmine. Madison Square Garden, major streaming deals, media frenzy, it was all lined up for after the Roach fight, as long as Tank did what most expected, win. But he didn't. The draw with Roach didn't just blemish Tank's record, it derailed everything. Overnight, the conversation shifted. No one was talking about Tank's crossover appeal or his next big money fight. They were asking what went wrong. The rematch clause with Roach was triggered, the super fight with Jake Paul was shelved, and Jake moved on. Just like that, Tank's shot at a Hollywood-level moment vanished.
That we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
I can see that going left. You better be on his A game.
I'm focused on much bigger things, becoming world champion, fighting guys like Gervonta.
No disrespect, no nothing. He's just
Gervonta Tank Davis has made one thing clear, this could be his final year in boxing. Whether it's the mental toll, the grind of endless training camps, or simply wanting to be more present for his kids, Tank has hinted at retirement more than once. And with everything now on the line, the stakes couldn't be higher. He's completely changed his training routine, lifting weights, running longer, staying strict with his diet. This rematch isn't just about Lomant Roach anymore, it's about how Tank wants to leave the sport. He doesn't want to be remembered for a controversial draw, for dropping to one knee, or for excuses. He wants to walk away on top. But boxing doesn't care about plans or legacy, it only remembers how you finish. And if this really is his final run, Tank knows he can't afford a single mistake. Once the king of Baltimore, he's now the subject of memes and doubts. As Timothy Bradley Jr. put it, Tank's name is getting dragged through the mud. And he's not wrong. The same fans who once called him the next pound-for-pound king are now questioning if he even belongs at the top. At this point, it's not just about his skills, it's about trust. Can he still show up when it matters? Can he still finish what he starts? Because in this sport, fans are loyal, until they're not. And many have already jumped ship. So now the question is simple, can Gervonta Davis rise from the chaos and reclaim his place, or will Lomant Roach hand him his first official defeat and send him into retirement? Let us know who you think takes the rematch in the comments. And for more on the latest boxing news, moments, and highlights, make sure to subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on notifications. Until next time, peace.